We're here to talk about philosophy.
Wait, I messed up. Are you recording on your phone?
Yeah, bro. I can just cut all this out. All right. 3. We're here to talk about philosophy, and we'll talk about 3 ideas. So first up is Javon, and he's going to talk about what is real. And then second up is Tehran. He's going to ask if utopia was closer in ancient times. And me, Paul Sherellen, is going to be last. And I'm talking about if we have fate or free will. Free will.
So, are we just gonna pass it over to Javon?
All right, so what is real? Did they really go to the moon? How do we know that it's true? Just because someone tells us something doesn't mean it's true. I believe that what I believe isn't my own thoughts, that someone out there is controlling me and preventing us from knowing what the truth is. Have you ever listened to a song and press shuffle, then the song that you was thinking of that you hope will pop up will actually play? Or ever played a Facebook video or a social media? I messed up.
Just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going.
I know. Okay, hold on. Okay. Have you ever listened to a music video and pressed shuffle, then the song that you hope would play actually did play? Or thought about a video or something and popped up on your social media more than once? What we know is hard to prove. How do we know we're not in a simulation? It's a theory that since the universe is big and someone out there has the technology to create other universes and shape it into the way they want it to be. What is real? We believe what we're told. The winner decides history. The winner shapes the world how they think it's supposed to go. How do we know that history that we're learning is truly what happened back then in the day? We weren't there to see it, so how do we know? We hear and will never know what the truth is because what we know is not what we know.
That's crazy.
Ask you a question real quick. What do you mean when you say the winner decides history?
Basically, when I'm saying, like, you know how we go through war, and whoever wins the war will shape, like, they will sign the treaty or whatever, and they'll, like, basically make it seem like
it biased.
What? Yeah, like if.
Right. So like if we were to like connect this like America, we have your rich white men. They were like pretty much your oppressive force, and they ended up
Right.
deciding what we see in the history books, what come on TV. Like they're
Who wins the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
All right.
Javon, you heard about last Thursdayism, right?
I kind of, not really. I really didn't look into it, but I think isn't it like that the world was created last Thursday?
Yeah.
And we don't have any proof to believe it. So
Yeah.
it's just a thought, and we can't disprove it.
Yeah, because they could have put in like the physical evidence and your memories, all that could have been created to make the universe appear like it was billions of years old.
Yeah.
But it's actually just created last Thursday.
Oh, that's crazy. That's scary.
Yeah.
It's real scary. But I thought, have you ever thought that we're living in a simulation? I think there that I think therefore I am. Descartes was he proved, like, he didn't prove, but he had like a belief that if you wonder or think, just the fact that you're thinking proves that you're alive. But that can also mean we're just in an AI, in a program, like a video game, or just like a simulation that gives us the ability to think about being something, but we're actually not. I think things that we know is not true.
All right. Now I'm gonna pass it over to Tehran. Since Tehran's talking about.
I'm gonna just to piggyback off what you're talking about us being like in a computer simulation, like a video game. That would make me wonder, if we're just some long drawn out game where some person in some reality outside that we can think of has built everything that we've done, and they just sat here and watched everything form from pushing buttons. So that make me think, were we closer to having a more perfect like society, way before where we at now? Like if like say the Sumerians, they had their agriculture, they would feed themselves, they would be fine. Their religion was great. They built their city the way they wanted to. They didn't really have to worry about much. And they were a pretty much quote unquote utopian city, and the only problem they had was outside conflict. And
Yeah, because people back in the day, there was like much more equality because there wasn't like sexism or like
well,
race.
there was sexism, so it was the sexism, there was racism because everybody wanted to be top dog in a time where
Like
everything
like
was
in
unknown.
hunter gatherer societies, like there wasn't like
Well,
women and men. They weren't like subjugated like how they are in recent history, like on the same level. They were divided, like their jobs were divided up.
yeah, but everybody knew what they were doing. So I guess what you're saying is that the problems that we face now is comes from us being in a group. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
So because we've decided to become a civilization, and because we've allowed people to make us think that we need to be a civilization, has
yeah,
caused problems where people believe, or certain groups of people believe that they are the best group, where they believe the religion's better because they have their more money, they're more powerful, and that can really make it seem like we are not perfect because we can't get rid of those selfish desires that reside inside all of us. And then it's just like, did they not have those problems that we face now because they don't live as long? You get into your 40s and you're just like, I ain't do much in my life. So is that why they would want to shoot? Want to do? We're gonna take over land and stuff.
yeah. No, that's what I'm saying, bro.
And it's just like it's crazy.
Wait, hold up. We could restart the whole thing and then go by quicker.
No, we can cut out any
Yeah,
talk time.
there's like a bunch of stuff that we could cut in there and to make it a little shorter, but
Yeah, right when you was talking, it just made me a quote I should have said.
Well, we'll
Cause
waste your time. Go ahead, pause.
I wanted to say.
Just gonna pass it over to pause for him to just piggyback off what I'm talking about us
yeah,
being here because we're told to be a civilization. He's gonna talk about
yeah,
fate or free will.
yeah. So this theory is talking about um, how if you know the movement and positions of all the atoms in the universe, you can predict the future with 100% accuracy. Um, and of course, we can't do that, but a hypothetical being might be able to. And in that case, every decision that you make and every decision you have made could have been predicted. And if that is true, then can you really criticize like murderers or praise like people who have done great things because it was their destiny to do that? They didn't really choose to. It was just
So
before they were born.
So what you telling me is that the saying that they created was "you can never escape fate" is because of us being computers.
But
He's saying, because you see, the
yeah,
reason we can't escape fate is because we're inside a program that's destined for us to do everything that we do.
because it could be like predict like all the factors, the factors of before you even are in existence, they were in place so that no matter that what everything that you did would have been predicted.
It's like when you play Grand Theft Auto and everything that you do in the mission is still gonna connect to the algorithm is still gonna connect to the main storyline that they already have built in place.
Yeah.
So
What's that thing we did last market period
the choose your own fate.
for credit?
Choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah. What if that's our stimulation for our
Well, it all comes down to if you believe in a deterministic universe or not, and this hasn't been proven or not, because there is reason to believe that this is actually not true. Because if you don't live in a deterministic universe, that means whatever you do, you can do multiple things right now. Like you could stand up, you could sit down. There's a universe where you're standing up, and there's a universe where you're sitting down, because you can't really. Your choices that you make and other things, they're different and they occur differently, and you wouldn't be able to predict in an undeterministic universe because you can't.
I even had a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question was, you say that we can't really judge or like convict a person who it was like fated for them to be a murderer, nor can
Yeah.
we praise somebody where it would be fated for them to do
Yeah,
great
they
things.
didn't really control
And
it.
it's like they can't control it, but we couldn't see it happening either. So
Yeah.
it does make sense.
It wouldn't
for
be
us
good
to
philosophy for us to adopt and use outside of theory. Just something more to think about. Because in practice, I mean, society would go down the drain.
Right. All right. Well, that's our show for you. Tune in next week. We are going to talk about, does the porn industry objectify women? Be here to check it out. We're gonna go real deep
And
dive.
and we're gonna go into sex dolls too.
Oh yeah, sex dolls. Controversial stuff.
Yeah, bro.
All right. This is the
Philosopher.
philosopher.
Philosophers.
Yeah, we can't get that right. And we're gonna catch you soon.
All right, peace out.